Hi everyone and welcome back to AV Vlog. In this video, we will see the basics of JavaScript. Now before we move on, make sure that you know the basics of HTML, like what is a web page and how the internet works, HTML elements, etc. So let's start. Now, firstly, let's see what is JavaScript. Now, JavaScript is a programming language invented by Brendan Eich in 1995. Now, JavaScript is used for giving functionality to HTML elements in a web page. For example, we can create a button using HTML, and with JavaScript, we can specify what should happen when we click the button. Now, JavaScript mainly runs on the browser. Now, a browser has a JavaScript engine. The browser runs the JavaScript code with the help of this engine. Different browsers have different engines. For example, like Chrome uses the V8 engine and Firefox uses the SpiderMonkey engine. Now, there are other places where we can run JavaScript code like Node. Now, Node was invented by Ryan Dahl in 2009. He took Chrome's V8 engine and embedded it in a C++ program, and he called that program Node. Now, in this video, I'll be using Chrome to run JavaScript code. Now let's write our first JavaScript program. Now to write our JavaScript program, we need a code editor. Now there are various code editors out there like Visual Studio Code, Sublime Text, and there are many more. Now in this tutorial, I'll be using Visual Studio Code. So let's start. Now here we need to make a folder in our desktop, and then inside of Visual Studio Code, click on the File tab right here, and then click on Open Folder right here. After that, after selecting it, click on this new file icon over here and then type index.js. You can give any name you want, but make sure to add .js after the name of the file. Now that's the extension for JavaScript. So click enter. And then here we can write our first JavaScript program. Now here type console.log and then add a pair of parentheses and then double quotes, or you can also use single quotes and then type whatever you want, like let's just say hi there. And now we need to save this, so click Ctrl S. Now we need to link this file to a HTML file. So inside this folder, I'm going to create a new file called index.html. And inside this file, I'm just going to type a basic boilerplate. Inside the body section, type script, and then inside the first tag, type source, that is src equal to double quotes, and then we need to type the name of the file, which is index.js. Now I will save this and I'll open this in the browser. Now here in the browser, right click and then click on inspect over here. And when we do that, you will get this sidebar over here. And in this, select the console tab over here. And in this, you can see that hi there is printed. Now what we said in our code, we said console.log and then we said hi there. So this is the console, and whatever we put inside those double quotes, it will get printed in this console. Now, instead of linking an external JavaScript file, we can write JavaScript code inside an HTML document. So let me just remove this for now, add the script tags, and inside this we can write our JavaScript code. So now let me just say console.log and then say that hi there. Now let me save this and let me open it in my browser. Now here in the browser, we can see that hi there is printed. Now next, let's see what is variables in JavaScript. Now a variable is a container for storing data temporarily in the computer's memory, like how we store items inside a box. So to create a variable, we can use the let keyword. Now keyword in JavaScript is like this, like let, const, and etc. Now we cannot use them as variable names. Next, after let, we need to give our variable a name. So let's just say name. And after that, we need to add an equal to sign, and then we need to give the variable a value. Now it can be any value. Now in the console log, we gave a value within the quotes. So I'm going to give double quotes here, and let's just say like John. Now the value inside these double quotes is called a string. Now string is just any character inside double quotes. Now there are other data types in JavaScript. Now this is data. The string is a data and it's a data type. So there are many data types, like there is a string, and this is an integer in JavaScript, and we can also have decimals. Now decimals also fall under the category of integers in JavaScript. And then we have booleans. Now booleans are true and false values. So true is true and then false. These are the two boolean values. So here I'm going to set name to John. Now we can also print variables. So in the next line, I'm going to say console.log and then name. Now notice here that I'm not adding double quotes. So let me just run this. You can see that John is printed. Now if I have used double quotes over here, that means it will just print name because it is a string, so it will print the value inside this double quotes. So if I run this now, like let me save this, you can see that name is only printed. So we need to remove the double quotes. So and we can see that John is printed. Now let's look at operators in JavaScript. So here let me delete this line, and operators are just like mathematical operators. So if I say 1 plus 1, so this means the value of name is going to be 2. So let me print name. You can see that 2 is printed. Equal to sign is the assignment operator. It assigns a value to a variable. We are assigning name the value of 1 plus 1. Now there are other operators too. For example, there is minus operator, so 2 minus 1. Now if I save this, so 1 is printed. Now there is a multiplication operator, so 3 star 9. So we need to add the star for the multiplication operator. So let me save this. And let me reload it. And then we can see that 27 is printed. Now there is also a division operator. So that is, let's say 9 divided. You need to put the forward slash and 3 or any number. And then if I save it, you can see that 3 is printed over here. And there are many other operators also. An operator called plus equal. So here I'm declaring name to be 9, and then the next line if I say name plus equals 5. Now what we are saying here is add 5 to name. So that's going to be 9 plus 5. So that will be 14. So if I save this and if I run it, you can see that 14 is printed. Now there is also a minus equal to operator. So if I say minus equal to, this will decrease 5 from 9. So we'll get 4. So if I save it and if I run it, you can see that 4 is printed.